is John C.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Can you?
Yes, I can. That is quite a setup you have there.
Yeah, I got myself real, sorry, really ready for this conversation with you today.
Yeah, that is a serious microphone there.
No, let me try to explain why I am using this
Okay.
microphone. Because I am a outdoorsy person. I like outside. Outdoors, chatting
Yes.
with my tutors here, and this little guy here can kind of, you know, with the noise. Like
The
the
sound
outside
is
noise.
the sound is surprisingly good.
Okay.
Because I can see the wind I can see the wind behind you. So I can tell
Yeah.
that it's a little windy there, but I hear you really well.
And also there is traffic here, so
Yes. Yes.
and I'm gonna share with you another surprising information. This is a
Okay.
Chinese microphone,
All right. Very good.
very cheap one. Hey yo to China.
Very good. Very good. Very good. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for calling. My name is
Very-
Heather.
yeah, Heather, right?
Hmm.
Very nice to meet you, Heather. They call me Joe,
Yeah.
and that I come from the tropical lands, the so-called paradise, and
Which
yeah.
one? Which paradise?
Well, I want to play a game with you.
All
I'm
right.
not. I'm not offer you like a question or like a riddle, and you have to get it right so that I can share with you my information. Like this
Okay.
information. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
A difficult question.
Okay.
So, what is the end of everything?
What is the end of everything?
Yes. Oh man. Such a
Geographically, Antarctica?
oh my
Um,
god. Okay.
mentally.
Way off the mark.
Okay,
Way
all
off
right.
the mark.
All right. All right.
Yeah. The end of everything is the letter G.
Oh, is the G. I
Wow,
get it.
wow.
I get it.
I told ya
Mhm.
this was going to be a difficult question.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
but,
What's
but hey,
next?
yeah, I'm from Brazil. I'm Brazilian.
That's what I was going to say. I knew you were talking
So,
about tropics, and I was listening, and I was like, "Nah, those vowel sounds are from Brazil. I know where they're from."
wow. I mean, my vowel sounds give away my location.
Yeah.
Really? Oh my god. I
Yeah.
need to work. I need to try to master the Canadian
No,
vowels.
that's
Try to
not
hide
it's not a bad thing at all. It's also my job.
your job.
It's my job to listen and know accents when
Seriously.
teach English. So that's what I was gonna say.
All right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't Caribbean at all.
Oh, right.
Because you were sort of talking about tropical things, so I was like, it's not Caribbean. But I was like, no, that's a Brazilian accent for sure.
Okay, that's fair because I've been told because I'm a little bit energetic when I'm speaking here,
Mhm.
and when I when I play this kind of game with my tutors, they kind of say, "Oh, I think you are from Italy because you have this kind of peculiar way of Italian communicate." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, seriously, Italy?" Because I have an Italian friend, and they speak really, how can I say, loudly, with this high pitch,
Yes.
and yeah, well, yeah,
No, and
but
it's a different um, it's a different vocal pattern in Italian than
yeah,
Portuguese. So
yeah,
that was the thing for Italian because they have a different rhythm of speaking.
So do you speak another language? Have
No, you know what? I speak French, but like really poorly. But accents are kind of my jam. So I can speak in lots of different accents. So I'm speaking English in a variety of different ways.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Can I choose one and you can try impersonate this kind of
Sure.
look.
You pick one, I'll do it.
My favorite one, the Texan accent.
Oh well, Texan is a whole other thing. You see, down in Texas, it's that all the sounds they gotta go wide. You gotta go real wide and you have to go real far. So a lot of the times when you're out in Texas, you gotta talk a little bit slower, and a lot of your words have to go up at the end because the pattern tells you that you have to go like this, and that is the way that it's done in Texas.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love the way that I like the way the Texan they draw out the vowels. Hey
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, it all goes long. It goes as
Oh,
long
good.
as that feels
Because
go. Just
I'm from a city here in Brazil called Salvador,
Mhm.
which people have the same tendency to draw out the vowels a little bit, speak like as if they were sleeping.
Yeah. It's a little more. It's a whole vibe. Everything's a little slower.
It's slow.
They drive. They drive quickly on the highways, but like they drive slower in town. They take too long at the grocery store. Everything's just like everything's at a much slower pace.
Speaking of slower pace, I'm going to ask another one, which is kind of not similar, but it's also, if I'm not mistaken, spoken with this lower pace rhythm.
Mhm.
The Valley Girl.
Oh,
Am I right?
like okay. So like you want me to be like an American Valley Girl, which like a lot of that I don't even understand because I don't think that I talk weird. But the thing is that like other people think I do. It's actually kind of similar to Texas in that it all goes up at the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a question.
You are amazing. You are amazing. I'm so glad that I could meet you.
This is we all have our passions, are things that we're interested in and we're fascinated by. Accents are interesting for me.
And how could you kind of find this passion for accent? Like
I'm a stage actor by trade, so that's what I do for a living.
Right.
So it's also necessary for the job because you're going to play a variety of characters. So you're going to have, the majority of actors have a set standard of accents that you need to be able to do reasonably well to get a job and be sort of versatile. But some people are really very good at it, or at least have an interest in it. And it's just kind of one of those skills. I don't know. It's just a skill. It's a skill that that you take an interest in. Yeah, which I definitely do. And I really like playing very different characters. So it's fun to be able to manipulate your voice.
Oh my God.
In order to.
And I think, and I have a kind of a theory. It's a little bit anecdotal. Anecdotal. I probably mispronounced this word.
Anecdotal. Yeah.
Anecdotal. I'm sorry. Yeah, anecdotal because I don't have like scientific,
I have no research proof, but
But I think that when you are learning a second language, you kind of have to create this new personality, in order to definitely to master this language. You kind of feel part of this, so to speak, culture.
Yeah,
For example,
they're
be-
they're
okay,
speaking the language.
uh-huh,
They're saying the words and then they're speaking the language, and it is very true. I can learn lots of words, but if I'm not delving into the culture of the people and the pace and the timing, then you're just saying words. So I agree with you. And a lot of people, when they're speaking English, don't feel like themselves. They feel like they're someone else,
yeah,
because they're so focused on getting the words right that they don't feel like their own personality. It's an imposter
yeah,
syndrome sort of thing. And I get that a ton with people who say, I can speak English, but I don't feel like me when I do it. And so I'm always sort of fascinated by that. And I like bringing out the personality when someone is speaking English, because I do think you're right. I think you do feel like someone else.
yeah. I am forging a new personality here, like daily, because that's cool. I feel like that I'm letting myself and be taken by this mysterious sensation of being a stranger to myself. Oh my gosh,
Yes,
that was so poetic.
I get that. I totally get that. I very much get that. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same as when you take on an accent. It's the same as an actor when you take on an actor
Mm-hmm.
and go like, "Who's this person uh, that I have to become?" And they sound really different, and they're like a little part of me, but it's and that's our job. That's what we're paid for, is to become somebody else. But it does. You really do become somebody else. Um, yeah, you really do become someone else when you take on a different voice.
Yeah, definitely,
You
definitely
do the
for sure.
same thing when you take on a different walk.
And I have another question. How
Mhm.
did you find yourself teaching English to strangers,
Um,
fine and stuff?
uh, the pandemic shut down the entire entertainment industry, and
We are on the
um,
same page.
yeah, so that killed my career, and
I'm sorry for
I
hearing that.
discovered. I mean, I knew this, but when you've only been singing or dancing for 20 years, you're not getting hired in an office. So,
Yeah.
tap dancing is not a valuable skill in an office situation. So I started looking for sort of jobs where I can talk, because I was like, well, that's what I do. I talk. So
Oh, you
I
like
was
talking.
right. Um, and then sort of like English conversation on this program, and then I do more like specific work with like accent reduction on a different program, and I got like really interested in that, in like how to help people just with their clarity. So I do that on a different platform, but I still use Cambly just for like sort of everyday conversation stuff. So like truly, it's because COVID killed my career.
Oh my gosh, COVID was COVID was definitely. I mean, as the saying goes, there is always this silver lining, right? Because
Yes,
if
100%.
yeah, because of the COVID, I I got the chance to be here in like on Cambly, knowing people from all over the world, and yeah, it was I think it was like the best decision that I made, during this time, during this period. Was
Yeah, there are a lot of great things, and there are great things that come out of revolutions, and that's what it was. The workforce revolution, huge. The amount of people who work from home now that would never have been allowed to do that before was massive. Um, and our approach to sickness in general, in that like don't just get through
oh
it,
my
like
gosh,
stay home and get better.
this
Yeah,
conversation was so freaking
I know
amazing.
we're
Cambly
all
is about to wrap us up. Oh my gosh, and I'll check it out your schedule again, and I'll definitely call you, and
sounds great. Sounds
I'll
great.
try
It
to
was really nice to meet you. Have
I'll
a
try
great
to I'll try to work on my accent in order to hide from you next time.
all right. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Bye.
Thank you. Hope you have an amazing day.
You too.